Alara Vance moved through life with the precision of a diamond cutter. At 28, she was breathtakingly beautiful, but it was her fierce, calculating intelligence that truly defined her. She wasn't born rich. She had clawed her way out of childhood defined by lack. Her greatest fear was returning there, and that fear had hardened into a singular, unwavering mission. Security. She wore her ambition like the custom-tailored silk dress she had on now. Expensive, sleek, and utterly commanding. To her, love was not a feeling. It was the final, non-negotiable step to financial stability. Her target was Tommy Sterling, a man whose name was synonymous with Manhattan real estate. Tommy was smooth, handsome in a conventional way, and predictable. He never challenged her. He simply provided a stream of first-class travel, glittering gifts, and the assurance of a future without financial strain. The only disruption to her meticulously planned life was the man who drove the car. Jack. Jack was Tommy's chauffeur. He was usually quiet, dressed in a crisp, dark uniform with white gloves. He was lean, with forearms that strained the fabric of his jacket, and he had eyes the color of dark, rich honey, eyes that seemed to take in every detail without ever judging. The gala was spectacular. "Miss Vance," Jack murmured one night as he navigated the Rolls-Royce through the city. "The catering was better than the company," Alara said, sighing as she slipped off a stiletto. "You have a genuine laugh, Alara, when you think no one is listening," Jack observed through the rearview mirror. "But you only smile when a camera is pointing." The comment was so direct, so honest, it made her jaw tighten. She hated that he saw the difference. "You're paid to drive, Jack, not to critique my social performance." "I'm paid to observe the world passing by," he countered gently. "You are the most interesting part of the view." Over 3 months, their connection grew in the quiet intimacy of the back seat. While Tommy was busy with business or distracted by his phone, Jack offered Alara genuine conversation about books she loved, music she missed, and places she dreamed of visiting that didn't require a jet. She found herself craving the small moment when their fingers brushed as he passed her a bottle of water. A quick, confusing current of electricity that reminded her she still had a heart. One Tuesday, the proposal was everything Alara had mapped out. A private rooftop garden, a string quartet, and a ring box containing a 5-carat cushion-cut diamond that caught the moonlight. She accepted. Her future was now guaranteed. A week later, the reality of that security arrived. They were in Tommy's penthouse office, a sterile, high-altitude room overlooking Central Park, with Tommy's sharp-featured lawyer sitting opposite them. Tommy, usually charming, was all business. He slid a thick, bound document across the polished mahogany table. It was the prenuptial agreement. "Sign it, darling," Tommy instructed, his voice flat. "It's boilerplate." Alara read the first page. It was anything but boilerplate. It detailed clawback clauses, annual review requirements, and stipulations that limited her access to funds if she didn't meet certain behavioral standards. It wasn't just protective, it was humiliating. "This treats me like a financial liability," Alara said, her voice low. Tommy leaned forward, the mask of affection falling away. "Let's be honest, Alara. You're ambitious. You love security. I need proof that you are here for me, not for the assets. Sign it, and we can finally move forward." His words hit her like ice. All her life, she had sought safety, but this contract made her feel perpetually unsafe, judged, and fundamentally distrusted. Her pen trembled over the signature line, ready to trade her pride for a life of comfort. Just as Alara gripped the pen, the heavy oak office door opened. Jack walked in. He wasn't in his uniform. He was wearing a dark, perfectly tailored suit, the kind of suit that whispered billions, not millions. He moved past the secretary and the stunned lawyer without a glance, his posture radiating quiet, absolute authority. He walked straight to Alara, bypassing the flustered Tommy entirely. "Don't sign that, Alara," Jack said, his voice deep and resonant. Tommy finally found his voice, sputtering. "Jack, what are you doing? Get out." Jack didn't even look at him. He kept his eyes locked on Alara, reaching out and gently covering the cruel contract with his hand. "Tommy doesn't control the Sterling Trust, Alara." "I do," Jack stated, his gaze unwavering. "He's the public relations specialist, the face of the company. I am the sole owner and head of the entire organization." Alara felt total, dizzying shock. The man she had dismissed as just a driver, the kind, watchful confidant, was the real power behind the entire empire. Jack's face softened, showing deep pain. "I watched you choose what you thought was safe. You call it greed. I call it a desperate, protective need to survive. I never tested you to shame you." "Then why?" Alara whispered, the diamond flashing on her hand, now feeling like a weight. "You watched me sell myself for a lie." Jack took her hand, his thumb tracing the curve of her palm. "I saw your fire, Alara. I saw your fight. You're so fiercely determined to build and protect, you will stop at nothing. I don't love you in spite of that drive. I love you because of the strength it gives you." He continued, his voice earnest. "Tommy's offer is a contract based on the premise that you are a thief. My offer is a partnership based on the promise that you are the most loyal and capable person I have ever met. I need that strength at my side to protect every—" He paused, letting the silence hang heavy between them. "This is your last choice," Jack said gently. "You can sign this cold contract and get a life of limited, distrusted security from a man who sees you as a risk. Or you can choose the man who accepts your full ambition, and we build a true, strong foundation together." Alara looked down at the humiliating contract. She looked at Tommy, whose face was now a sickly combination of rage and defeat. Then she looked at Jack, who offered not a promise of wealth, but the gift of acceptance. Her true spirit reasserted itself. She picked up the pen one last time, but instead of signing, she flipped the document over and, with a powerful, decisive stroke, wrote, "Rejected." She stood up. She removed the enormous 5-carat ring. "Tommy," she stated, her voice sharp with finality, "I am ambitious, but I am not cheap. I will not marry a man who fears my strength." She turned back to Jack, her eyes sparkling with tears of relief and true joy. All her life, she had chased gold, but in this moment, she had found something priceless. "Take me home, Jack," she said, not as a command, but as an invitation. Jack smiled, the genuine, full smile she had only ever seen in the rearview mirror. He took her hand, his touch warm and real. "With pleasure, Alara. We'll start building our empire tonight." They walked out of the office and left the cold contract, the shattered illusions, and the massive diamond behind. Alara was still driven by the desire for a better life, but she finally understood that the best future was one built with a partner who saw her worth, not one built on calculated security and cold suspicion. With Jack, she knew she would have both the security and the sincere love she had secretly craved all along.